Good morning, everyone. It's a deep dive video, and I want to touch on the fact that we had such a strong response to the Empath posting that I did yesterday. And the only reason why I had posted that yesterday is because I've had all these people in the last couple weeks, not all these people, but enough that it triggered something in me that this is something that people are really dealing with right now and coming to a sense of awareness. And so just to kind of recap that, one of the most common things is that you are very easily drained by social engagements. It doesn't mean that you don't like them. It means that interacting with others feels super draining, and then you feel like you need to go home and go to bed for like 3 days, or like just try and isolate yourself as much as possible for days. Another really key sign often is large gatherings, concerts, shows, being out at the mall, being at the airport, anywhere where there's a very large number of people can actually bring on almost anxiety. It feels really overwhelming. You completely and totally withdraw into yourself because you frankly don't know how else to cope. And it's like unreasonable. I think with all of these things that give us signs that we're an empath, it's this whole idea that we like don't know where it came from, right? The last one, and there's multiple things that we can talk about with this, but the last one that I wanted to just bring up too is whenever you have an interaction with someone, like a one-on-one interaction with somebody, and they're going through something, and then you literally take on that emotion of them so much that you will not be able to shake it. You're not just hearing it and having empathy. You actually are taking it on, and then it stays with you even after they go home, and now you're kind of like in this weird space, this weird funk, and it's not yours, right? And so keys for managing it are the ideas of, first and foremost, to start to be able to train yourself that this is not mine. There's something very powerful and very real about the ability to be able to say, this is not mine. Now, for the stuff that's a little more woo-woo, because I try not to overwhelm you all with too much woo-woo stuff. But again, there's no right or wrong on how to protect yourself, how to shield yourself, or how to clear yourself. That's my opinion. There are some people that have very strong beliefs about this is the way you clear yourself. This is the way you shield yourself. I don't believe that. I believe that it's completely and totally up to you. Some people can shield and clear themselves with crystals and stones. And I believe all these things work if it really resonates with you and it sounds like that's the right thing for you. I believe that you can shield yourself and clear yourself through prayer, through asking for help and protection every single day, every single night, through calling in angels or saints, or just speaking out to God, universe, spirit, whatever resonates with you. I believe deeply that you can do it with prayer. I would say what's worked for me is that prayer, but also like a combined visualization, right? So that while I'm praying, I'm also seeing myself be shielded by white light, or while I'm praying and asking that the energies and ties from other people that are not my own be removed or be severed. I see that happening. For me personally, my protection prayer looks like, because I am an intuitive also, and I don't necessarily want my gifts to be, part of being able to read, right, is that empathic ability. And so I don't want to be able to shut all that down. So I always ask that other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions are known to me, known up here, right? But that I do not take them on and they do not have the ability to attach themselves to me. And so that prayer can look like whatever you want it to look like for you. People sage, of course. You can sage yourself, Palo Santo, all of those things you can use that as a protection method, and you certainly can use that as a clearing method as well. Like I said, there's probably hundreds of different ways that you can call in and use it. You can use flower essences. You can do ritual, whatever feels best to you. And that's really the key. But one of the things that's most powerful is, I just want to go back to this, is that saying, literally, I offer it up as a prayer. Like when my mood shifts all of a sudden, again, because of my intuitive abilities, remote reading is super easy for me. I know that's not true for everyone, but that's why like phone readings or being able to give readings through text and emails and stuff is so easy for me, because I have this heightened sense of remote readings. And so I can pick up on somebody else in my life that is kind of attaching themselves to me, or I could pick up on their energy remotely. I've now been able to train myself that I can almost tell exactly who it is as well. But just in that moment, as soon as you realize like my mood shifted and nothing's happened, like I'm just here, doing my work, like all of a sudden, why am I feeling this kind of way? To immediately just send it back. Say, whatever this feeling is, either help me to know why this has come up for me, or if it's not mine, I send it back. The last thing that I want to touch on, and it kind of plays into this unburdening ceremony that Denise and I are having tomorrow, is sometimes what we are most susceptible to in empathic reading, for the lack of a better term, or absorbing, is the things and emotions, the traumas that we most need to give up, right? So, I started this ceremony, this what I'm calling now the unburdening ceremony, as a grief circle, because I so deeply know that we all go through phases of grief, not just from loss of a person. We 1,000% grieve childhoods that were lost or taken away from us too soon and that have not been healed. We grieve relationships that, even if we're the one that ended that loss, and the loss of the hope and the dream and the connection you have with somebody can be extremely difficult, and really you will go through the stages of grief. It can be the loss of your identity of yourself through a job or through the role as a parent. All of these things bring about this deep sense of grief in us. And when we're holding on to that, it makes all these other people coming in, and if we're not doing the things that we need to do to shield and protect ourselves, it makes all those things all the more triggering, right? It's like the PTSD or anything else. So it's the same way. If you're holding this stuff on and you haven't dealt with it, if you haven't healed it yet, then all these people coming in is going to make it harder for you to shield yourself. It's going to make it harder for you to clear yourself, and it's going to be way more triggering to you. I hope this helps. I'm getting way long, so I'm cutting it off here. Please, please, please know that I love to see your comments. You're more than welcome to comment below or direct message me if it's private and you'd rather not share it with everyone. I hope this helps. Love you all. Have a great day.